wonderful book. Are you listening? The title of the book was Are You Listening? By Ralph Nicholas and Leonard A. Stevens. It was so interesting that I thought I must share at least the gist of the book because I feel I'm a bad listener. And suddenly I realized after going through the book that it confirms my view that most of us are bad listeners. Just imagine in this age of cell phones, YouTube, Facebook, and all that social media, TV, radio, and all that, you see, most of us spend time, more and more time, listening to the spoken words. The book gives example of a very interesting study. The study carried out in the period for the period of 2 months of all the personal communication of 68 people in diverse or different occupation, and it was found that on an average 75% of these study subjects, all those people in waking days, was spent in verbal communication, and out of that 30% in talking and 45% in listening. My friend, yet most of us don't know how to listen. And the conclusion of this study was that the average person is half listener. He retains only about 50% what he hears right after he hears it. My friend, the act of listening, remember, the book suggests, and I fully endorse the view and agree to it, that the act of listening requires that you do more than simply let sound waves enter your ears. Just as act of reading, it requires that you do more than just looking at the print. And good listening, my friend, demands active participation. If we are poor listener, we soon become impatient. Our thought turns to something else for a moment, then dart, back to speaker. We become impatient, and our thoughts turn to something else. And then when our thoughts returns to the person talking, we find he or she is far ahead of us. We miss the link, and then we really know it is too hard and too difficult to follow him or her, and it is increasingly easy to take off on side excursions. जाने क्या उसने कही और जाने क्या मैंने सुनी, बात कुछ बन ही गई, and finally we give up. My friend, the good listener uses his thought speed, I say, to advantage. He keeps his mind on the questions like, are this speaker, the person who's talking to me, his or her facts are accurate? Do they come from an unprejudiced source? Am I getting the full picture, or is he or she telling me only what he or she wants to prove his or her point? My friend, listening points to the importance of interest and nothing else. Bad listeners seldom give a subject or a speaker a chance. They decide a subject, they declare that subject, dry after a few sentences, and simply sign off, giving only passive attention, sitting there and somewhere else. Physically they're there, mentally somewhere else. Whereas the good listeners, on the other hand, try to find something interesting in what is being said, something that can be put to use. What is he saying that I need to know? Is that a really practical idea? Is he or she reporting anything new? Such questions keep us on the track and helps to sharpen our listening skills, remember. My friend, a speaker can seldom talk for long without touching on the some pet bias of convictions of the listener. The bad listener mentally starts to plan a rebuttal, formulate a question designed to embarrass the speaker, or perhaps he simply turns to thoughts that support his own feelings. Whereas the good listener, he learns to keep listening. He tries not to get too excited about a speaker's point until he's certain he has heard it through and understands it comfortably. People who have developed their listening skills, my friend, have learned to focus their attention on certain ideas. They are not led astray by trying mentally to record each fact as it is presented. My friend, facts are useful, chiefly for bolstering the theme under discussion and nothing more and nothing less. You must concentrate on the theme and you will find that this will help you to remember the facts being quoted or cited by the speaker. Very important word in the entire book, in the art of listening, are you listening, is that concentration is more than the half the battle. You must concentrate on speaker of what is being said. Poor listeners, my friend, tend to be too easy distracted, very easily. A good listener, on the other hand, instinctively fights distractions. He remains focused. He will close a door. He will close the door, shuts off his TV, all kinds of noises. Absolutely quiet. And he will interrupt only when it is necessary to clear up one point before proceeding to another. He will not jump the gun. My friend, the book recommends and suggests that intelligent listening on your part helps the speaker to express what he has in his mind and thus makes him or her more able to give you information that you may need. How you listen, therefore, has a direct bearing on what you learn. If you are a poor listener, my friends, you cannot be a good learner either. When you have mastered the skill of listening, you will discover an extra dividend, my friend. The fact that you have learned how to how to heal the, I would say, your impatient attitude, you will be able to focus on what has been said. You by now you've already learned how to heed the spoken word will mean automatically. Every time somebody speaks, you will get the gist of it and you will not miss a single word. That you will have become a more interesting speaker yourself by this art of listening. Just as you will give, just as you will get more fun and reward from listening, so others will get more out of what you have to say, my friend. It's a beautiful book and a beautiful thought. We all must be patient enough to listen to what has been said and give full, undivided concentrated attention to the speaker and see the difference. Thank you very much.